Alright, one second. I didn't realize that I accidentally messed up the recording. So this was a diary, it was Bernard's. And I went back. The recording will show where I messed up. We used to work here 20 years ago. I told him that she was once a maid that worked here, but after a few years, she decided to leave the village. Today I commented about the conversation to Vivian. She asked if Scott had said or asked anything ever since then. I could see she felt uneasy. She told me to keep an eye on him. I find this all very unsettling. Derek doesn't seem too willing to drive for Vivian. I don't think a 5-day trip is that long. Charles often trips longer than that, and Derek never seemed to mind. Now, to think about it, Derek is usually quiet when Vivian's around. He doesn't even look at her. It's like he's avoiding her. I wonder why. I notice Vivian's been getting increasingly paranoid whenever she sees Scott, to the point of being upset by his presence. She asked Charles to have someone replace Scott, but Charles kept him around. He likes the boy. Maybe those hunting trips really have bonded them. It's Dad's death anniversary today. I can't believe it's already been more than 2 decades. I visited his grave in the morning. His tombstone is full of fallen leaves. Looked like autumn has started. Mom's tombstone is covered with leaves too. I read today's newspaper and updated him on things that were happening here recently. As I sat there talking, I wonder if you could hear me. Will I just spend the rest of my life serving Charles and Vivian until I die? What will people remember me for? I saw Scott and Trisha today. They looked happy. I almost envy them. I think my chance at ever having a relationship with someone is over. What would my life be if I have accepted Angela? I don't think we would have been happy. She wasn't my type anyhow. Who is my type then? Vivian? I don't know who. Alright. And we also find a note. And the note reads, password, Cecilia's apartment code, as well as the study room locked desk can subtracts the yellow dart's points from the red dart's total. A bloodstained wood panel. I would need something to pull them out. Ooh. But there's one teeny tiny bit. A red one fell. So we don't have the entirety total. And right now there's no way of knowing where that is. So we're going to take a photo of this. And maybe we can find something around that could tell us. A photo or something. Maybe we should go check the inn again. Maybe something will be there. That's the only thing I could think of. Alright, let's go check the cemetery again. Oh wow, we're by the mansion. The only place we haven't been is the hospital. We haven't found something to go inside the cars yet. And we can't get there until we find a photo, and we haven't found anything of the sorts. Because we would need to know where that dart was, and I don't think it's the 2 of them. Alright, so we're at the post office. Hospital's this way. So let's go check out the hospital. Alright. So this is the hospital. That's chained up. Painscreek Department of Home... Alright. Alright. Department of Public Health and Humane Societies. Or Human Services. I don't know why Humane Society came up. Alright. Let's check behind receptionist first. No messages. They would have auto-played. If Father Matthew forgets his key, place it under the flower pot next to the church. Ho ho ho. Trisha was in... Oh, Teresa. No, Trisha Robertson's 203, single, floor 2. So she was in here. It's locked. There's nothing creepy about being in a hospital with a flashlight. All the doors are locked. Did I say Clorox? Oh my god, it does. But with a K. Alright, so we can get to the kitchen. Nothing seems to be behind here. Doesn't seem to be anything in the mess hall or the kitchen. Look, I know there's like no jump scares in this game and it's a purely mystery, but I'm waiting to just look outside and see someone looking at me. Wanda Tyler, 43 Silver Lake Boulevard. Oh, we're getting stuff. Okay. Wanda Tyler, 43 Silver Lake Boulevard. Wanda is who's Wanda's parents again? Just by that, I don't... Wasn't Wanda Derek's mother? Who had cancer? Medical room key, alright. So we got a medical room key and a key to Wanda's place. Room 102. 102 was Wanda's room. Wanda Tyler. November 15th, 1995. Derek visits me today. Sometimes he smuggles the snacks that I like, knowing that I would never get them from the nurses. Other times he brings me flowers. The smell so wonderful. He knows that I love Sense and Sensibility and read me a chapter or two when he's here. If he doesn't have to drive for Charles for a few days, he stays past visiting hours and sleeps on the armchair, tending to my needs during the night and give the nurses a break. He's such a good kid. My hair is falling off more now. I really don't like the chemotherapy sessions. They make me throw up afterwards. Every time Derek visits me, it pains me to see him holding back his tears. I want to comfort him, saying that I'm getting better, but my appearance betrays me. Sometimes I wonder if life had any meaning at all. Having mostly worked my whole life for the Roberts family, what will people say at my funeral? Will Derek think of me as a mother who was always there for him? I could have done more, if only there was more time. that bathroom. Nothing in that one. Alright, and we're back here. I love where there's a flashlight wherever you go. Alright, Painscreek Hospital visitor Matthew Brooks visiting Trisha. Matthew Brooks visiting Trisha again. Matthew Brooks a third time. So whoever this Matthew Brooks is visited Trisha on 3 separate occasions. We have the meeting room key, which might be upstairs. There's a basement. All right. Elevator. Room 201. 202. Physical rehab room. I can't open them. Alright, I can open them. That's locked. I don't see anything else around. Alright, room 205 is open. Though I doubt we'll find anything. Generic books. More generic books. Nothing on the gurneys. Okay. Room 206 is open. Is heaven real? The definitive answer to reality of afterlife and spirituality. Okay. Why is this room unlocked? Was there a patient in 206? It was just, Harold. Dear Nicole, I was so glad when I got your letter. I am sorry too, and thank you for letting me choose where we will bury our time capsule. I have a few ideas in my mind, and I want you to pick one. The playground behind the hunting cabin, or 3, the cemetery. I don't know if this is a thing, and I don't know why there's blood on it. Dear Hannah, I heard from my mom that you are not feeling well and I have to be in the hospital from now on. So I wrote this letter to say I'm really sorry for what I said to you last time. I just wanted our time capsule to be perfect. When you get better, you can put anything you want in the time capsule in your car. And you can decide where we should bury it, I promise. I really hope we'll get to you soon. I miss you. Please write back. We can pass this letter to your mom. She works at the hospital as a nurse. So there's a time capsule. Room 210. I haven't seen a meeting room. Same bathrooms. Why isn't that one open fully, but all others do? Is it upstairs more? Don't see anything on the ground. Here, let me look at my inventory. Medical room. So that usually something like that would probably be on the first floor. Alright, so we checked over here. There's 205, 203, 204, 201. Rehab. Could this be the medical room? No, it doesn't say unlock, so we can't unlock it. And then this just brings us down. Is it the basement? It doesn't work. Exam room. Exam room. Room 101. Exam room 3. Storage. Medical records. Here we go.
Hello again, Miss Roberts. How are you doing? What should we talk about today? The nurses have notified me that you haven't been eating your meals. Is there something wrong with the food? We know that currently this is a rough time for you. Your father has been asking for you. He wants to know if he can talk to you.
Okay. Oh, there's a note. Can somebody let Catherine know that I found her missing pen and placed it in one of the drawers of the lobby? If she's wondering, I found it in the basement storage. She needs to take better care of things. Wanda Tyler, phone number Painscreek, 43 Silver Boulevard, Aceway Insurance. New therapy, cryotaxin, 25 milligrams twice, once a day for 2 weeks. Henry Johnson was a prescriber. Raymond Apoxin, Kyle Thornton. I don't know if these are going to be important. So, we'll take photos, and we can refer back to them if need be. Alright. Apparently it did not like me there. Bonnie Ramsey. Here we go. Andrew Reed. This name looks familiar. 7 Black Pine Road. Painscreek. Alprazolam? Is that an actual drug? Hold on. APR. Okay. 1 second. I'm going to Google this. But every time I do it, it it minimizes my screen. Alprazolam. ALPRAZOLAM. It's an actual drug. Alprazolam, common brand known as Xanax. It treats anxiety and panic disorder. According to this, can cause paranoid and suicidal ideation and impair memory, judgment, and coordination. Combining with other substances, particularly alcohol, can slow breathing and possibly lead to death. So he was on, by Henry Johnson, he was on the Xanax. Okay. Marilyn Fox. Oh, hold on. Kyle Thornton. In the purpose of this patient necessary information they need to give their employers to make decision about the things, no suppositions, a workman compensation board. Alright. Andrew Reed, 923. The restrict limitations for 2 to 4 weeks. 9/23/94. That's a little bit after before Vivian died. Date next appointment is 10/12. So he was taking workman's comp on something. Medical report, Kyle Thornton. sorry, I keep taking pictures. Rebecca Hunter. So, Kyle Thornton, stroke. Okay. James Conley. Looks like to be a normal checkup. Bonnie Ramsey. Andrew Reed, 7 Black Point Road. Please mark the conditions: mental or emotional illness, unstable with an alcohol dependency, and this was 9/23. So he is an alcoholic on Xanax that you shouldn't be mixing. So something was really bothering him. Also, there's no records on Trisha. Or Wanda. Alright, I don't think we're going to be going anywhere else while we're here. Alright, let's head over now towards Wanda's place, which is 43 Silver Lake Boulevard. That's over by, the cemetery. And while that, we got told that the cemetery key, not the cemetery, the key to the church is in the flower pot. So maybe we can get in there. But processing the information, so where we're at currently, we have Scott, who is dating Trisha, which Vivian didn't want. Scott was an orphan, and there was a girl named Sophia who presumed died 20 years ago. And Charles had an affair. Is there any way that Sophia could have been the person that Charles had an affair with? And Scott was the result? Put the spare key underneath the flower pot. But I can't move the flower pot. Alright, so we're looking for Wanda's place, which I'm assuming was 43. So I'm assuming it's one of these. 43. Here we go. Now this is Wanda Tyler's house. So this is Wanda's house, and Wanda was the mother to the chauffeur of the Roberts. Who died of cancer about a year after Vivian died. Some VHSs. A book. Why can I pick up this book and not read it? There's nothing special about the book. I'll take a picture of the spine. Maybe that will be important? So far, there's not a lot to go off of here. Can I add the book to my inventory? I can't read. I'm trying to add it to my inventory, puts it back. Alright, let's go upstairs. Derek T had a knife. I can't pick it up. None of these books we can interact with. Friday, January 12th, 1990. We went cycling today. Scott said he can ride faster than me. Of course that isn't true. So we had a competition and Trisha was our referee. We set the goal line to be the fence in front of the river. I was winning until we almost reached the finishing line. I braked to prevent myself from crashing in the fence, but Scott didn't brake. He pedaled harder as he approached the goal. I yelled at him to stop, but he did not listen. By the time he crossed the line, it was too late. The brakes did not stop him in time. His bike hit the fence and he was launched into the air, landing on the rocks by the river. I ran to him. There was blood coming from his head and scratches all over his arms and legs. Trisha came up to him and tended to his wounds. She seemed to be sobbing, even though Scott was the one bleeding. I think I'm hurting more than him. While cleaning the garage, Charles approached and asked if I would like to be his chauffeur. He said his current driver wants to spend more time with his grandchildren, is planning to retire. I have by the end of the week to decide. It's a good opportunity and I'll get a raise in my salary and I get to travel across the country. I think I'll say yes. Trisha came today and suggested we make our very own time capsule before I start my new job. I thought it was a good idea. We buried the box near the big stone in the cemetery. Before leaving, we had to promise each other that we'll open it up in 10 years. I had a chance to walk around New York today. Let's take a picture of this. I had a chance to walk around New York today, and I went to a bookstore. I remember how much Trisha loved notebooks. There was one that was really cute. It was a bit expensive, but I think she'll like it. I should surprise her by giving her the notebook on her birthday. I didn't expect to be traveling this much as a driver. On one hand, I miss my mom, but on the other hand, I get to stay in nice hotels. I guess that's not a bad deal. Charles treats me very nicely. He gives me an extra allowance on these trips. Maybe I'll get something nice from Mom next time. We went hunting near the river. According to Scott, there's a nest in the drain hole that sometimes has eggs. I told him it might be dangerous, but he assured us it was fine. So off we went. Sure enough, there was eggs. I don't know what the eggs were, and decided to stay a little farther away. Scott started collecting them. I noticed something moving. Trisha was able to shout that it was from a snake. I stood there, frozen, not knowing what to do. Scott turned and saw the snake. He then spread his arms out and slowly walked backwards. Trisha behind him. He extended his right hand with a stick towards the snake and slowly placed the bag of eggs on the floor with his left hand. When he reached me, he grabbed my arm and said, "Run." We were all screaming our lungs out. I think it was the fastest I ever ran in my life. I miss the old days when it was Trisha, Scott, and myself hunting in the back of the woods, playing by the lake. It's not that I don't appreciate what Charles has given to us, but such as the house we live in and our jobs, I just miss the time we were young and carefree. We would go anywhere when nothing would stop us. I miss Trisha. Why didn't she realize that I like her? So Derek had a thing for Trisha, and she didn't appreciate, and she didn't know. And him, Scott, and Trisha all grew up together. Alright, here's another notebook. Oh, so this is around the time Vivian died. Trisha visited me again. Ever since Scott was fired and was told not to see Trisha anymore, she has been visiting me quite often. Not only is she angry at Vivian, but she also is annoyed with Scott, saying that Scott was avoiding her. I visited Mom today. Her cancer has relapsed after her tumor disappeared 2 years ago. No one expected it to return again, especially this quickly. Mom looked fine and seemed to be getting used to the hospital visit. Dr. Johnson said the chemotherapy sessions are needed due to the late-stage cancer and that she needed my support more than ever. Upon leaving, I saw Scott talking with Dr. Johnson. They looked serious. I wonder if Scott found a new job after being fired. Dr. Johnson was found near Cherry Creek Lake today. The police came and interviewed Vivian. Apparently, she was last seen with Dr. Johnson a lot. Vivian was heard with her voice raised to police during the interview. Trisha was frightening and locked herself in a room. I don't know what's going on. The police came to my house and interviewed again about the death of Dr. Johnson. I am so tired of all of that has happened recently. Scott came back with Father Matthew today. Their lawyer came too. Reporters were waiting at the church asking why they would allow a killer back to Painscreek. Tricia came back from the hospital and was desperate to see Scott. When Charles and Bernard stopped her, she broke down in tears. What could I do? Derek turned 4 today. Vivian organized a small party for him. I really appreciate what she has done for us. After blowing out the birthday candles, I asked him what he wished for. I wished to see Papa. I didn't know what to say to him. I could not tell him that his father left us. Vivian's being hospitalized for mental instability. Dorothy has asked me to care for Vivian while she remains at the hospital. I wonder how Vivian must be feeling right now, knowing that she might not be able to conceive anymore. Magdalene wants a boy to continue the family line. Not being able to have children anymore will be devastating for Vivian. I pity her. I just can't stand Sophia. She's not that pretty. She's barely a year working here, and the others are already serving her hand and foot. She just can't take advantage of the Roberts family. I don't trust her. I wish she'd just disappear. Ooh. It's stuck. I need a tool to fix it. Thank you, Wanda, for hard work. Vivian. Alright, so in order to dig up the time castle, they said we need to get into the photo lab. Mrs. Patterson has the key. Alright, let's look at my photos. Photo lab's there. Mr. Hall's church. Where was that? Hold on. Apparently the things. Police were fighting in her room. I don't know what's going on. Why did I take a picture of this one? I think I was supposed to take a picture of the other one, and I took a picture of both. So there is that, but I need to get into the photo lab. And I don't think I can get to the photo lab until I can get into somewhere else. So I think I'm actually hitting my first roadblock of the game, because I don't know where else to go. Unless the photo lab is unlocked. No. I have no more keys. Alright. I want to get into this car. So I need a bunch of tools that I can't have, and I need to get into Oliver's, which I need Mrs. Patterson's. Is this Anne's? I think this is Anne's. Alright. I wanted to check Anne's anyway, to see if there's a photo or something of a dart score. You already took the key. I don't see anything. Alright, so I'm gonna go walk around a little bit and see what I can find. Alright, I went over here again, and I don't really see much of anything. The only place I could think of where we're gonna need to go to is the church. We need tools and all of that, and that's the only thing that we really have anything. But the key to the church is exactly what they said. It's under a flower pot. So maybe we just need to check more flower pots around the church. Maybe it's like... that's the mansion. It's this way. Maybe it's just like hidden somewhere, or maybe it's on the ground near a flower plot. I just looked to see if I could pick them up. So we'll pay attention to more of the flower pots by the church, which is over here. Alright, because this is the only thing that makes sense of where it would be. No flower pots there, and I got 2 notes telling me where it would be at. Oh, my Lanta. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we're inside the church now. Andrew Reed died June in 95 after Vivian. All of her photography. Now, Scott was an orphan and grew up here. Here's another article. Mansion worker Andrew Reed's charged body was found in his home, body covered in 3rd-degree burns. At around 11:25 last night, a fire broke out at 7 Black Pine Road, Painscreek. Andrew Reed, the owner of the house, was found deceased with 3rd-degree burns from head to toe. He was seated on the couch in the living room next to the fireplace, which the fire likely started. The cause of the fire was not determined, but the sight of alcohol bottles suggested that the carpet might have been soaked or helped increase whatever the incident set the incident off. According to possible witnesses, Andrew was seen drunk last night when he was leaving Anne's courtyards and inns and suites. Police found bottles of empty vodka in the living room next to the fireplace. No foul play is detected at the moment. Andrew Reed, a gardener and handyman for the Roberts family for more than 2 decades, has a wife and son who currently... Okay. Are they really like giving us the flashlight? It's locked. Well, there's keys there, so that might be important later. Alright, so let's check the upstairs before we start going in the back. Because I don't think there's a room up here. Oh. Okay. I'm assuming this is going to be locked. No. Alright, let's check over here. Alright, do we start with the 2nd floor or the 1st? We're up here. We'll just start with the 2nd floor then. Alright, I can't read any of the books. Photos of previous pastor Father Calvin. Photo of Father Matthew and Scott years ago. I returned the tools back to the storage room. Is it the storage room in the hospital? Scott Brooks pleads not guilty to killing ex-mayor's wife, Vivian Roberts. Main murder suspect denies killing former employee. Scott Brooks, the adopted son and Father Matthew Brooks of Painscreek Trinity Church, pled not guilty in the court yesterday, according to Scott. He met with Vivian in the woods that night but went home after their meeting and did not step out of his cabin for days. When he left her, Vivian was still alive. When asked why he met with Vivian, Scott's answer was that they didn't discuss about personal matters, and it was only between the two of them. Scott denied further questioning, stating only he had nothing to do with Vivian's murder, that whoever killed Vivian must have committed the crime after he left. As to why Scott was at his cabin for days after Vivian was killed, Scott explained that he did not even know that Vivian had been murdered, saying that the cabin is just something he has always done, and that he feels he's well at home. Scott is currently detained in county jail. No bail has been set on his release. Locked code. It's locked. Alright. Packing day, moving out, meeting Trisha. Alright. Father Matthew picked me up from the orphanage today. He said I'm staying with him for a while and I can call him Dad if that's okay with me. On Monday he will bring me to sign something. He says that after signing his name, my name is not just Scott, but Scott Brooks. I'm glad to have a home. Father Matthew brought me to the attic today. There are many wooden toys, and he made him all himself. He asked me to choose one that I liked. I chose the toy plane. It looks so cool. He asked me, he said he could teach me carpentry when I'm a bit older. He even made a secret space for me in the room so I could put my special treasures inside. I love Father Matthew. The older boys are always bullying me. They call me a bastard child and a weirdo. They said that's why my own parents didn't want me. What does a bastard mean? Father Matthew says I should be patient, but they threw stones at me. Father Matthew cleaned my wounds. It's painful. Father Matthew told me to forgive and forget. He said that they don't know what they're doing. I like Father Matthew, but I hate the boys. Trisha defended me today. The boys walked away when she said her dad is going to catch them and put them in jail. I want to be like Trisha's father. I want to be the next Charles Roberts. That way no one will ever bully me. Derek is always there whenever Trisha invites me to play. He's 5 years older than me. He's like her bodyguard or something like that, and he's really good at drawing. He gave me one of his drawings today. He says he only gives drawing to friends. I wish I could draw like him. Maybe I can make a wooden toy car for his birthday. Alright, so is there something in the attic where Scott will hide things? Alright. Well, I don't see an attic access. And that's the molding, so maybe with something... It's locked. It said exit. Wait, the key to storage. Scott things. It's locked. An old-fashioned Slim Jim. We can get into the cars now. Alright. I'll stay at the cabin tonight. I don't need dinner, Scott. Alright. Alright, that should be everything. Alright, so what we have the Slim Jim to go inside. We know something about the attic with the toys. Alright. So let's go break into some abandoned cars, shall we? Only some cars, apparently. Okay. You know what? Let's make this interesting. Thank you for watching this part of Painscreek Killings. We'll be back with another part shortly as we break into some cars. So, we'll see you shortly, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and Val out.